Hey everyone, I'm Mitchell.
And I'm Amanda.
And you're listening to the Happily Ever After podcast. Hey everyone, welcome back to Happily Ever After podcast. We're so excited to have you here today. This is a second take of this. We didn't get too far into this episode, but here we are in take two.
The whole intro is going to be so not authentic.
The whole intro is not authentic. You might as well
just not even chime me in because I'm not going to be able to repeat it naturally.
Let's all fake it. All right. I want everyone act naturally. Pretend, just fake it. Okay. But, okay, so we're happy to be back. We're excited. We were just talking about how we were back in a flow of getting back and doing these episodes regularly, and we're really happy and excited to be doing that. And here we are. We're in episode 20, and it's nice. And today we have two special guests who we'll get to in just a moment. And I'm saying somewhat of the same things I said earlier, but I am excited. And we didn't get too far, but no. I'm really pumped about this episode. But before we get into all of that, Here's where we're going to be repeating. We all understand. We know what's going on. But I want to get into our 5-star reviews. We got 5-star reviews on Apple. So I'm going to share that with you guys as I pull back up the notes here. I'm literally having to go back in. But again, if we love your support, we love everything about whether you're following us on YouTube or subscribing on Spotify and, wherever you listen to your podcast. It means so much to us. Especially if you listen on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe so that way you're getting all of these notifications and getting these episodes. As well as our Disney trip that's coming up very soon. We'll be premiering that. But yeah, 5-star reviews. If you leave us one, we'll talk about it. Like the one we just recently got. And that one is from Soaring Around WDW podcast. They said, a fun listen was the title. They said, I found Amanda and Mitchell through DTR podcast, and DTR is the Disney Trip Report podcast. So that's our friends Derek and Madison who host that, and they found us on that podcast and on Instagram. But I am so glad I found their podcast and YouTube channel. A little extra Disney magic brought to our weeks. So it was a really nice comment. It was really nice because you got to hear it for the first time.
Yeah, I did.
This is the second time.
Wow.
Is it any sweeter the second time you hear it?
It's very sweet.
Just marinates a little bit more, right?
Sure did.
Yeah. So thank you. That is a really kind comment. Thank you for your 5-star. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star. It means so much to our podcast and helping us grow as a channel, but it really is helping us grow and more people being able to hear us. That's what matters a lot to us. We want more people to hear our interesting and inquisitive and thoughtful stories and
some adjectives.
Yeah. It took me a lot to come up with that.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
I'm breaking out a sweat over there.
I'm going to need a little 5-minute break after that. But also you can check us out on any of our social media. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on TikTok. You can also check out, we have a link tree. All this is in our show notes, by the way. You can find that below. Find everything you need to know. We have a Facebook where we keep you guys up to date. And lastly, we have our Patreon page where we do bonus shows weekly. This week, in the next couple of weeks, we've been talking about Traders, the Traders US, and it's been a fun show. This season 4 has been great so far. So we've been discussing our thoughts on that. So if you're watching that show, check out our Patreon page. But we'll have a lot of fun stuff over there. We have some fun stuff coming up with our Disney trip as well. So, okay. Did I cover everything?
I think so.
2 times?
Yes.
Okay. I wish you guys would have heard the first one. I had it. I was on point.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. But here we are.
This one was quicker.
Yeah. We're definitely I just saved 10 minutes of an intro right there. But I want to welcome in our very best friends, our family, basically. Basically, yeah, I know I use that word really weirdly.
Yeah.
My transition here is bad on the second go around here. Wow. But no, I want to welcome in Zach and Hannah.
Hello.
You know what we didn't do the first time?
What did we not do the first time?
We didn't say who Zach and Hannah were to us.
But that's what I was trying to do this time.
We were just well, they're here.
I know. I'm they're basically family. They are family.
They are family.
That's what I'm literally thinking as I'm talking, which is never good for me. You get 2 sides. Sometimes I can wing it really well, or I'm forced to think and talk. If I'm forced to think and talk, and it never
not
turns
good.
out well. My words are never good. But we said, the last go round. We're so happy to have you guys join the podcast finally. We've tried before. We've talked about it. Not tried, but we've talked about getting you guys on because you've been on a Disney vacation, and we're like, hey, let's discuss that because you guys have kids as well. And we're like, let's do that. And then life got busy, and then you guys went on another Disney trip, and we're like, okay, let's talk about that one. And life got busy, and here we are. So we're finally getting to talk. And unfortunately, we don't get to talk about Zach that much this week, which makes me really sad because I love talk. It's not that okay.
It's not okay.
I love talking mostly about Zach. I'm going to have an actual episode dedicated just to Zach.
I get the night off?
You get the night off, yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And not tonight, but one night you will.
Good.
It'll just be me and Zach. And you, listener, will get to enjoy the sweet sounds of our voice. But no, today's episode is all about Hannah. Welcome, Hannah. You have just accomplished something that's amazing, and we're so proud of you for doing it. You just accomplished a huge Run Disney race.
I did, yes. It was a race, let me tell you. It start to finish. It was a time.
Yeah, we've discussed it. We've talked about the Run Disney races before. When we were cast members, we always wanted to do one, but we have a love-hate relationship with them. We hate it because when we were cast members, transportation and getting to work was like so difficult. Like we said, unfortunately, you guys, we're almost done. We're almost done with the covering of where we were, but getting to work was so difficult because you would have to go all around the resort and park at a water park and get to work like 2 hours early if you didn't want to be late.
Yeah.
And then if you were late, they'd be like, and even like sometimes the buses would just sit there that you would take from a water park to your park, and they'd be like, well, if the buses are late, it's still your fault.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah.
I worked in monorails.
Yeah. You had the worst. I remember dropping you off.
So bad.
One day during
the
Run Day.
TTC.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't even know where to go.
Yeah.
It was so bad. But we've always wanted to do them. But again, running is a choice. No one wakes up and says, I want to run. This
Some
is
people do.
fun. No, I've never heard anyone say, I love running. So Hannah, please tell us what got you into running. What got you here?
Ever since I was younger, my mom's a big runner, and she drags everyone with her in all of her extracurriculars. So I've been running local races since I was old enough to run them, like the 1-milers. And then I unfortunately joined a run club. And I say unfortunately because you're right. I don't ever wake up in the morning and be like, this is my favorite pastime activity.
I appreciate you not lying, by the way. I really do appreciate that.
There is such a, and I'll talk about it later, but there is such a thing as a runner's high, but the amount of mileage you have to hit before you feel that runner's high is unacceptable. So yeah, I've just been running since I was little, on and off, and I decided a couple years ago that I was going to start taking on some higher mileage, and that's kind of where we started at, and that's how we're here now.
So Hannah, when was your first Disney race?
My first one was Wine and Dine in 2024. Yes, Wine and Dine in 2024. I was supposed to run the 10K with my friend, and it sold out. And she was like, well, that's a bummer, so we'll just run the half marathon.
Oh, we'll just do that.
I said, wait a minute, those are completely different races. And she was like, yeah, no, it'll be fine. We'll just run the half marathon. So I signed up for the half marathon, and I was really, really delusional that that's what was happening. But 2024 Wine and Dine was my very first experience with Run Disney.
And what was your favorite Disney race?
Definitely Wine and Dine Marathon Weekend, which is what I just ran this past weekend, is the largest Run Disney race ever because it has the highest mileage, which is the marathon and the Dopey Challenge, where you run all of the races. So it is the most packed race in the entire Run Disney history. Just the half marathon alone, which is what I ran this past weekend, had 16,000 runners.
Woof.
Oh.
Just for one race. 16,000.
16,000 hot bodies all in one place.
No, thank you.
Woof.
Yes.
If for those of you who may be dumb into racing and running, because that's me, what like what are the race types? Like when you say half marathon or like 10K, like for like a learner's or a beginner's guide for, or like dummies, what do they call them? The dummies, the guide in running. What would that be? Explain the definition of like a 10K and a half marathon and a marathon.
So you have your 1 miler, which is just a straightforward 1 mile, and then you bump up to your 5K, which is 3.1 miles. And then you bump up to a 10K, which is 6.2 miles. And then you bump up to a 15K, which is just about 10 miles, or a 10 miler. And then you hit your half marathon, which is 13.1 miles. And then you hit your marathon, which is 26.2 miles.
I'm my legs ache just hearing that.
If you guys could see Mitchell's face as like the miles keep getting higher, like he's grabbing his chest.
I internally had a heart attack and I'm sitting on the couch. Like, it sounds great. And then when I start thinking about the miles, I'm like, the amount of time it takes me to drive that in a car.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine running that. The best time I ever ran a mile in high school was like in like 7 minutes. That was in high school. I'd be like, the only way I run a mile in 7 minutes now is if I got free lightning lanes for my entire Disney vacation. And I would do that once. That's it. That's it. That's the only way I'm going to get there. That makes me sick.
That's a pretty good trade-off.
That's the only way. One time.
I'd take that.
So Hannah, you've only done the 2 Disney races, right?
3. So I ran the half marathon for Wine and Dine in 2024. And then I ran the 10K, which is the 6.2 miles, in January of 2025. And then this past weekend, I ran the half marathon. Yeah, 2026 marathon weekend. So yeah, I just ran the half marathon. So that was my 3rd one.
So what do you like about Disney races that makes you want to keep going back?
Honestly, I don't know. Let me tell you.
Nothing.
Let me tell you, Wine and Dine, hot. Oh my lord, it was like 80. It's a Wine and Dine, for those who don't know, is like end of October, beginning of November. So you're thinking at least a cool 70, something. When we ran 85 degrees out the gate, 4 a.m., and it's like 100% humidity. And then last year's marathon weekend, it was 30 degrees. 30. And frigid and raining and awful. So, that was great. And then this weekend, hot. Hot again. And granted, it was like 60 something degrees, but that's still hot. 60 degrees at 5 in the morning is too hot to be running. So
that's too much.
But that's
a no for me, dog.
Honestly, and I told Zach, because I was packing my outfit to be colder weather, because that's what it was the year prior. And when I'm looking at the weather and I'm in all these Run Disney groups that are like, what's everyone wearing, because it's going to be hot now? And it was miserable. But I do it for the community. Like, there is no better place to make friends with strangers who are all doing the same crazy thing that you're doing than a Run Disney race.
I totally get that. I think there's something to be said. Like, when you're all like looking around, you're like, are we crazy? Like, are we about to do this? And you're like, yeah, we're about to do this. And then there's that feeling of camaraderie to it. And then I feel like it helps get you to where you want to be too. So I love that. I also just love your honesty. I'm glad, because I know you, and I know you're an honest person, but I'm glad you're not on here like, oh yeah, I love running and it's so easy. And, I like, the honesty, I think, is so important, especially because, like, if we do have listeners who ever thought about running, I think it's so important to know, like, the good and the bad and, like, what those challenges may be. And I think, like, you spoke on the good. What about, like, some bad? Like, what are some things that you don't like about the Disney races?
Well, I will just say one more thing on the good. I ran this past race alone. My running buddy got sick, and so I was by myself this race, which is really hard to do in general when you're running, because when you can yap and run, it's a lot more comforting and time passes by. But when you're with yourself for 13 miles, it gets hard. And I I want to say like mile 2, made a friend, and I just ran with her for 6 miles. And I have never met this lady a day in my life, and she was dressed up in her cute little dopey outfit, and we just ran together for 6 miles, and we parted ways when we got to the castle, and that was just a random person I just ran 6 miles with and just talked to the whole time. And so that is what's magical. Like this person, and we're never going to talk again, but for 6 miles, that was my friend.
That's really cool. Did you just like kind of run and just kind of like look over to each other and like get that little head nod and be like, you want to be friends? And they're like, did we just become best friends? And like, yeah, for the next 6 miles, we're best friends. Let's chat.
Yeah, I asked her, I said, hey, what pace are you running? Right? That's the runner way of making friends. And she told me her pace. And I said, hey, can I run with you for 6 miles? I don't have anybody to run with. And so she's like, yeah, absolutely. So then this lore just unfolded of this sweet lady named Sarah from Ohio.
Huh. So you found another northern buddy. You and Amanda know how to pick them.
Yeah.
Like you guys can spot the northern people out of a crowd.
Yuck.
But some negatives would be, sorry, we have a co-star who is refusing to sleep.
Oh, is that my little buddy?
It is. He had a rough day, so we're
Aw,
trying to wind down. But
that's okay.
some of the negatives is this is not a race you run to qualify for a big race like the Boston or the New York Marathon. This is not a race that you run when you're like trying to PR by any means. This is a race that you are quite literally just doing for fun, whether you can call 13 miles fun or not. But there are always the people in the race that are just a little too much. This past weekend, they had to cut the marathon course short because it was dangerous heat for the runners, and people were dropping like flies. And there were people in the Run Disney Facebook group. It's like, you can't call yourself a marathoner because they cut a mile out of your marathon. It's like, if I'm running 25.2 miles, I'm calling myself a marathoner.
Yeah.
And then this is like the biggest gripe everybody has about any race is you run more than the actual course itself. So because you're stopping, you're going, you're doing character stops, you get stuck. My favorite's when they shove everybody from a 4-lane highway onto the boardwalk. And they're like, every Run Disney person hears the caution runner narrows ahead, caution runner narrows ahead. And they're not kidding. When it literally goes from a 4-lane highway down to the boardwalk entrance, you're like, So just some course choices are honestly what make it miserable.
Yeah. I could see how, especially like when you're in the zone. I think ease, especially a race like that of that length, like you don't want to be thinking about like slowing down or like squeezing in or like anything like that. I would just want it to be easy peasy, which I know it's not, but like give me the easiest we can get. I would want to do the easiest. Like, do they have like a 50 feet where you just kind of run to like the Mickey bar?
I will tell you the 5K is the most magical race because it's not timed. So you can just take however long to complete it, but it's also just around Epcot. You literally just run Epcot start to finish.
Zach and I run Epcot every time we're there with drinks in our hand. I could do the 5. I'm pretty confident right now I could do the 5K. Hold on a second. This is what matters. Where are we starting on the 5K? Are we starting in Mexico? Or are we starting in Canada?
You have to start in Mexico.
Oh man, okay. All right,
It's blasphemy to start anywhere but Mexico. unless you're short on time and you need to get to a country that it like for example, if you need to get to France, like Skyliner or a restaurant,
That's true.
Then it's acceptable to start somewhere else.
You gotta plan, strategize. How many drinks, but also what kind of drinks do you want? That's also important here.
Greg Goose Vodka Slush every time.
Oh, that's a banger. Oh my gosh. Well, okay. So Hannah, I know you've already kind of like shared a lot about the race you just did, but like I really want to kind of dive more into the nitty gritty of this race, the half marathon. And like, I want to know just your experience from like start to finish. Like, what time did you wake up? Like, how did you get there? And where was the start of the race? Like, just paint us the picture of like your morning, from like how you prepared from the moment you woke up, like, and everything in between.
Yeah, we have a 2:30 a.m. wake up call. And you have to be, so every hotel has transportation to the race, and in the lobby of the hotel it shows you, like, it's very well organized as far as like run Disney this way, and then you get on big charter buses. So I got up at 2:30, was out the door by like 3:15, make it down to the bus. A big charter bus takes you. Mind you, this time my bus got lost. I don't know how they got lost. It's not like they've never done this before, but mine got lost. So
where are we going? Sir, I think we're going to Disney. Are you sure?
We pulled in like the backside of Epcot, and the security guard was like, "You can't be here." He was like, "Well, I have runners, so I don't know what to do."
Oh my gosh.
So you get on the bus, it drops you off in the Epcot bus corrals. You walk through security for Epcot, and then you walk out of security and through the other side of the parking lot. So you walk around the ball. And there you'll see all the corrals, and you have food trucks, and you do your check bags, porta potties, all the good stuff. And then you get in your corral. So Marathon Weekend is the biggest corrals that they have. So they go through A through G. A is your elite runners. And then G is where the balloon ladies are. The infamous the right word? The famous balloon ladies that everyone's so scared of. And
wait,
so
hold on. What is?
I've never heard of this.
I've never heard
You've
of the
never
balloon
heard
ladies.
of the balloon ladies?
No.
Yeah. Do they like chase behind you and go, "You want a balloon? It's only $30."
It's funny to me because I've never been caught by the balloon ladies, but I hear they're a nightmare for everybody else. They are the last people. It's 4 ladies, and I hear they're wonderful, that wear literal Mickey balloons tied around their waist.
Oh God.
And they walk the entire race. So they walk a 16-minute mile. And like I said, they're the very last people to cross the start line, and they're the very last people to cross the finish line. So you have to beat the balloon ladies. If the balloon ladies pass you on any point of the course, you get swept, and so you fail the course, for a lack of a kinder term. They boot you out.
Is that where they do the van pickup and you get picked up in the van?
Yeah, and it's because anyone they only can block the streets off for a period of time, right? So if you're behind the balloon ladies, then you're interfering with the flow of traffic later on.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I was this corrals was A through G. I was in corral D, so I had a really good buffer. So I wasn't pressed on time to get there. But the people who are in corral G, or the last corral, whatever it is, those are the people that are up at like 1:00 in the morning and getting there because they want to be the first chute to go in that corral. So the corrals are so big, you go in 50-minute or 50-second increments once it's time for you to go. So they want to be the first out to have the biggest buffer between them and the balloon ladies. But I was in corral D, so I just took my sweet time. I had some Wetzel pretzel for my fuel that morning. And then I sat in the corral for a little bit and listened to some music, and then they start moving you into the chute. So the elite runners start, and what is humbling because they're just the most amazing people to watch run.
I imagine them all dressed as Gaston, and they're all just like guzzling raw eggs. That's what I like. Their calf muscles are just popping out so disgustingly, and you're like, ooh, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. That's what I imagine.
It is. They're insane, and the time that they finish in is honestly amazing. And I'll tell you about that in a second because it was a humbling experience. We do the count off, we run through the start, and it's like it's a insane amount of people. So you can't even run out the gate because it's so crowded. And then you run through Epcot's parking lot. It's real magical. And then you run through, you get to the highway. So this race in particular, which is why I don't recommend it for anybody's first big mile race, is 6 miles to Magic Kingdom, all highway. You run a mile and a half around Magic Kingdom, super magical because you run through the castle and Main Street. Oh, I was sobbing. Main Street is packed with just support and cheering, and the music is blaring, and it's just high vibes. And then you have to run Magic Kingdom parking lot, and I never realized how big that parking lot is. From mile 6 to mile 8, I ran the Magic Kingdom parking lot.
And you're sitting there thinking about all the historical facts that they tell you about, oh, Magic Kingdom's parking lot is bigger than this part of Delaware, whatever that, like,
Yeah.
everyone wants to tell you about, like, the city of Manhattan, Magic Kingdom is bigger than that's all going through your head, I imagine.
Yes, and the most humbling part, so they have to keep the spirit alive, so they make running through the castle the halfway point of the race. I hadn't even made it to Magic Kingdom yet, right? So mile 6. And the elite runners were already passing us on the opposite side of the highway, meaning they were already on mile 10.
Oh.
And I hadn't even made it to mile 6.
Did you say cheaters? Cheaters!
I'm like that video where they do the pilgrim. It's like, which? That was me.
Yeah.
As they're running. But yes, you run down Main Street, you take a turn into past Aladdin, past Pirates, past Tiana's, you come up through the castle and then out to Tomorrowland. And then you're back on the highway for another 6 miles. And then you get to Epcot and you run a blink of an eye through Epcot and behind Living with the Land. And then you come out at the finish line, which is in the parking lot next to where you started.
Back where it all began.
But yeah, and it's nice because people can track you, right? So Zach was able to track me my entire race, so he knew closer to when to be there and things like that. So it's nice for those cheering you on or trying to find you on the course. They have certain mile markers that you're able to be tracked on.
That's
which
really
I will
cool.
get into.
Yeah, I was about to say we definitely have some questions for you, like in regards to how you followed Hannah. But I mean that course, I feel like just it all is worth it when you're running down Main Street and you have the castle. Like I feel like that's the best part.
It honestly, I mean, everyone's like, it's the most magical mile, and I'm like, whatever. I'm huffing and puffing. It's mile 6, but it truly is like coming up the backside of Magic Kingdom, by like where the ferry is, and then you come through the Magic Kingdom like gates. And then just right into Main Street is just, like I said, I was crying because you're exhausted already. And just hearing these random strangers cheer for you and then also seeing the castle when it's still dark outside is just magical.
That's really cool.
So what kind of fuel do they offer you along the way?
Yellow Gatorade, which I'm protesting Disney because why would you choose yellow Gatorade for this entire race? It's kind of a running joke because everyone always yells as you're coming up. I'm sorry, it's Powerade.
Well, first of all, worse. Yellow Powerade's worse than yellow Gatorade, but also love the running joke. That's great. I don't know if you meant that pun, but a running joke.
I didn't, but that's funny. There's always a joke when you come up on Powerade because the volunteers are always yelling, Powerade, Powerade. And then everyone always yells, what color is it? Because it's always yellow and it's always awful.
That's terrible.
But they actually did really well this year. It was my water and Powerade every mile marker. And then at mile 9, they had like energy gummies that they hand out. But for myself, I fueled with Goos, which is a choice. They're kind of hard to choke down. They're like the consistency of frosting.
Oh.
But I fueled every 3 miles, and then in between I had some nerd clusters that I would use for the
Ooh.
sugar and some
Love.
salt tabs.
Salt tab sounds disgusting, but I will definitely take you up on the nerds clusters. Like, give me those all day.
It was I never thought about using candy, but it's a really good quick sugar boost that you need. And so people were just handing them out, which,
Was
is
this?
a luck
this
of the
that?
draw.
Was this Mickey's Not So Scary all again? This is actually Mickey's Very Scary
Yeah.
Half Marathon.
Everyone's so sweet. They're like, here's this bag of candy. And you're like, absolutely, I'll take it. Thank you.
I think I would too. I think I would just trust it in the moment. I mean, what's the worst? You're probably already feeling like death. So like, what's the worst at that point, right? Like, actually, like, put me out of my misery.
Yeah, it's funny. Some people will like bring whole bananas in their like running vest, which is just crazy to me because I could not choke down a banana and run at the same time.
All I see is Zach running, choking down a banana. Like, that's the only visual I see right now. Okay, so I know obviously we've never done the races, but we know that there's a lot of like photo ops and like characters. So like, did you experience any on this race or in the past? And like, if you did on any of the races, like what has been some of the best ones you've had? Like, tell me about your experience this time and like even the past races. I kind of want to know all of it.
They had a lot of like, I don't know what the word is. You don't ever see them in the parks.
Rare characters.
Yeah, there you go. Rare characters this time. And something that's always cool is each mile marker on the race has a character on it, and then that's the theme for that mile. So one of the mile markers was Woody, and so the next character meet and greet was Woody and Bo Peep, and then they had along the highway clips from Toy Story playing in the background that are like the motivational clips from it. A lot this year, which I know is just because Disney's been pushing Stitch like no other, but we had the entire Lilo and Stitch cast.
Oh.
This photo op. We had Jamba, Pleakley, Stitch, Gantu, Lilo.
Gantu?
Yeah. And it was a really good Gantu
it
too.
did look pretty cool.
That's awesome.
We had a Star-Lord, and it was an awful Star-Lord. Oh, Lord.
It really was a bad one.
Hannah, you're really great with your puns. Star-Lord. Oh, Lord.
But like, let me tell you, they had a blonde wig on this guy, and he had brown facial hair.
What?
Oh.
That's sad. Are we sure it wasn't a racer? He was just like, yeah, I work for Disney.
Yeah, it was. And normally they only have like one or the other, but they had a lot of pairs this time. So it was Buzz and Jessie, Woody and Bo Peep. Star-Lord was by himself, but there was Pleakley and Jumba. They were together. Lilo and Stitch were together. Anna and Kristoff, that was a cute pair. But I will say my favorite of all time was when I ran Wine and Dine. They had an entire Haunted Mansion theme set up where coming up to the characters, you had some of like the ghosts that were just like cheering you on and kind of talking to you on the sideline, and then you got to the photo op for Haunted Mansion, and it was like Cemetery and Constance and a butler, and it was just like ghouls and ghosts and fog in the background, and that had to have been my favorite photo op ever.
That's really sweet. And like, do you and do you like stop to take a picture? Is there like kind of like a line form, or do you just run by, snap a photo as you're running? And I mean, and if there is a line, like, are you like kind of running in place? Because I'm going to tell you a story after that, but I'm curious of how those photo ops go.
There is a big line, especially for the big ones, but they move really quickly. You literally jump in, say cheese, and jump out. So I think the most I've ever waited for like a big picture was 5 minutes. And as little as Joy is who I got a picture with this last time, I didn't even wait a full 2 minutes for her. That's how fast the line moves. Definitely want to keep moving while you wait in those lines because they can be a little bit longer, and your muscles will definitely lock up on you. But yeah, I think, like I said, the longest I've waited for a big photo op was about 5 minutes.
So you're telling me you didn't bring your autograph book? Here, sign this real quick.
It's funny you say that because somebody was dressed as an autograph book this race. Which kills me because people, I'm not even kidding you, when I ran Wine and Dine, people were dressed as Ratatouille because that was the theme of that that half marathon race. And people were literally running with trays in their hand for 13 miles. And honestly, that could not be me.
No. What are they practicing, to be a bartender? Like, that's crazy. They put, that's a resume. No, honestly, that's a resume skill right there. Like, I would put that at the top. Like, I ran the marathon holding a tray for, no, that's a resume title right there. I actually have so talking about like staying running and stuff, when we were working, I was working at Rock and Roller Coaster one day. This was after a race finished. It was when they had the studio races still, and we had this runner come through, and he was like, I just finished. He's literally like running in place. He's like, do you think I can go through the fast pass so that way, like, I don't have to stop running? Like, would you let me do that? Like, guy doesn't have a fast pass at all. And I'm sitting here thinking,
what happens when you get on the ride?
That's what I said. I said, aren't you gonna have to sit on the ride? He's like, yeah, but like, I don't have to stand in line. And I'm like, I let him go because I was too nice. But I'm just like thinking to myself, I'm like, you're gonna have to stop eventually. Like, you're not running on the ride. Like, you are not the Rock and Roller Coaster, sir. Like it is. I don't know. I thought that was hilarious, but it is really good perspective. Like, you really should not stop moving because you can lock up or seriously like fatigue. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, I hit I think it was like mile 9 and my knee started acting up, and I was like, I just have to make it to the next mile marker and I'll stop. And then I'd get to the next mile marker, I'm like, what's just one more mile? Like, I'll get to mile 10 and then I'll feel better. And then eventually I just had to stop for a second because, I'm newly 30 and my age was catching up to me this race.
So earlier you mentioned that, people are dressing up. Have you dressed up for the races before?
Yes. So not as extreme as these people. Let me tell you, I don't have that much dedication. My first race, I was a 90s workout Barbie.
Okay.
My second race that I ran last January, I was Elsa and my friend was Anna. And then this race, I was going to be Mater and my running friend was going to be McQueen. But then it felt weird to wear Mater without McQueen. So I just wore a blue bedazzled visor because Disney magic and glitter.
Okay.
How are you going to do Mater? I'm interested in that.
So it was brown leggings and then a like mute green running vest with a brown shirt underneath and then a baseball hat that had a pressed Mater on it.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, I can see that. That's a good vision.
It's cute.
I love seeing people when they go full out, but I also love just the simple Disney bound stuff.
Yeah, I like the Disney bounds. I love Disney bounding.
Yeah. We need Disney bound more.
We do.
Your favorite one ever would have been that first Wine and Dine I did. It was right as Tiana's was opening and Splash Mountain was closing. Wah, wah, wah.
Man.
And there was a pair of runners, and he was Splash Mountain, and she was Tiana in a full Tiana dress. And she was holding the deed to Splash Mountain.
That's hilarious.
I would have taken that deed, and that would have been the other time you would actually see me run real fast. I would have been through that race, and I would have said, "This is it. Close it. She cannot come through."
It was such a good costume. This year there were a lot of people dressed up as Pleakley.
Oh.
Lots of men dressed as Pleakley, lots of men dressed as princesses. And I think my favorite one was a group of moms and one dad, and they were dressed as showgirls from Taylor Swift.
I love that. I like literally if I'm doing a race and I can have it like perfectly set up, I'm dressing as Captain Jack Sparrow and I'm doing
Running like
I'm
him.
doing the run.
Yeah, I love it.
Like I'm doing the little like what is it? The little prancing
Jack Sparrow run.
Yeah, the little drunken run.
Wow.
I'm doing that.
Okay, you
And
do
I'm sure there's 100 people that already do it. Actually,
Probably.
I guarantee that, but I would do it. It would be me.
Remind me to send you a video. There was two buddies that ran as Hook and Peter Pan,
That's
and
cute.
their finish line run, they did a fight scene. So they were
Oh,
literally
that's
like
cool.
weaving in and out of people battling as Hook and Peter Pan.
Oh, okay, Zach. What would be ours? What would we do?
Oh, that's a good question.
One of you could be Tyler Perry, and the other one could be the Muppet.
No, I thought you were gonna say like full on Aerosmith costumes because
No.
I was thinking that. I was thinking one of us could be Steven Tyler and one Joe Perry.
Who would I say? Tyler Perry.
You
Yeah,
said well, at first you said Tyler Perry, and I'm like, where's this going? And then you said the Muppets. I'm like, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Definitely meant Steven Tyler.
Yeah, Steven Tyler and the Muppets, yeah.
Close enough.
Close enough.
But just envision Tyler Perry and the Muppets.
Tyler Perry's Aerosmith.
Oh, I'm dying. Yeah, we have to do it someday. I think we all got to do a race. I want to. We've all talked about it. You too. You've been wanting to do a race more than me, but I just want to do it because I want to say I've done it. It's something I've always wanted to do. And Zach, you've never done a race, right?
No, but I've talked about doing it, especially when Abby gets old enough. I think, was it 5, Hannah?
Yeah, 5 is the youngest for the 5K only.
Yeah, I would probably do like the 5K with her and Hannah if she's doing that too.
That would be a fun one. That would be a really good one as a family. That's a really good idea. And that's good to know about the age. I never knew that. I honestly never even thought about a kid's age going to do it like a Run Disney race. So that's really informational. What is Hannah, do you know the average age for like any of the other ones? Is it like, or do they have it listed?
They have it listed, but I think you have to be at least 12 to run anything more than the 5K.
Okay, that's younger than I honestly thought it would be. So that's not bad.
And honestly, so getting into the race is a whole ordeal, right? Like it's you have to have like 5 browsers open and you get in this queue and it's insane. So I've talked about you can buy what's called the gold pass, which honestly scam, but I'd do it anyway. And you get early entry into the races. So when Abby turns 5 or the year that she'll be 5, I'm going to buy the gold pass so that I can actually get her into a 5K with me. Because when you just do like the general queue for getting in, you never get the 5K. It's the first thing to sell out because it's not a timed race, so anybody can do it.
That's good information too. Just to know. But whenever we decide to do it, no one else. You guys cannot join the 5K until we get in. Then you can do it. Zach, I want to get to you in just a moment because I'm sure you have some thoughts and opinions on like the navigation of all of it. But like, lastly, did you guys buy any like Run Disney merch while you were there, or anything that you saw that was really like unique that maybe you didn't buy?
Yeah, so the expo is insane, and the expo in itself is like an entire race. So when you do the race, you get a shirt for that race. So I got a shirt that was dedicated to the half marathon. And if you do any of the challenges, you get all of the shirts for all of the races that are involved in the challenge. So this particular race weekend, there was the Goofy Challenge where you could run the half marathon and the marathon, and then the Dopey Challenge, which you run the 5K, the 10K, the half marathon, and the full marathon. And so you get all of the shirts and all of the medals, and then specialty shirts and medals. But this year for the expo, I got a finisher shirt, which everyone always says is bad luck to buy before you run the race. I call it motivation because I'm not wasting my money. They're expensive. I bought the shirt I have to finish. And then this year they also had sweatshirts for each race. So I have a maroon sweatshirt that has Donald and Daisy, and on the back it says like half marathon on it, 13.1 miles. But something that's really special is every race they have pass holder exclusive merch. So last year when I ran marathon weekend, I got a pass holder exclusive marathon weekend spirit jersey. And so you have to show your annual pass to get it.
That's
So
really cool.
it's cool to have certain like unique or special things for each part of it.
I love that. Was the pricing of things like that more expensive than the parks, or was it pretty much right on par?
It's pretty much right on par, but your discount does not count when you're buying the merch. So that's always something to keep in mind. They also started putting out shoes for each race weekend. So they've partnered with Brooks Shoes. And so the first time they did this was the Springtime Surprise back in May of 2025. And so now each race has their own dedicated shoes. So this year, I got the like race shoe. So every race has like the shoe, and then they have just like different shoes that they partnered with. So this year they had a Chip and Dale, a Mickey, a Stitch, and then the one I got is a dark blue and maroon, and then on the back is a silver castle.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
So those are like race exclusive too. They eventually come available on the Brooks website, which is I always tell people to like they'll have them on the Brooks website. But I did buy the race shoe this year.
How are they comfortable? Like, is it? I mean, is it just kind of like trendy, or is it actually like really really good shoe?
It's actually a really good shoe. So this year it's the Brooks Ghost Max, which is a very common race shoe.
That's pretty cool. All right, Hannah, it's been enough about you. Okay,
I know.
It's time to move on. Zach's he's got to get a little bit of time in. Okay, Zach, are you ready for your moment?
I'm ready. I've been ready.
Good. You don't have much time, but I treasure this time that we get to talk.
Me too.
So Zach, how was it? So you had the kids with you, right? While Hannah was racing, both kids.
Yeah. So also, mom came with me as well. She came, one, because she loves Disney, and two, just to kind of be some extra support, since a toddler and a young baby can be a little little handful.
Yeah, we definitely know that. We know that feeling.
Yep. So it was me and mom and the kids.
Okay, nice. So like, what was that experience like with them? Like, I know you had the help, but like, I'm sure it was a lot to like kind of round everyone up and get everyone together. And so like, how was it from getting to like the start line with the kids and just navigating the transportation there and getting to the finish line? And like, did you stop anywhere else along the route that Hannah was running to be able to see her? Like, how easy was all that? And how easy was transportation for you?
Disney actually does a fantastic job when it comes to transportation for the races. We actually we got up at, I think it was like I want to say like 7:55. And remember, we mentioned earlier, but there's an app or website you can go to that tracks the runner. So when I checked in at like I don't know, was it 3, 4, 5 in the morning, Hannah, when you had texted me?
It was probably about 5 in the morning because that's when about 5:30 is when I started. So you texted me about 5 and I had just getting ready to start.
Okay. So about 5 in the morning, I had checked it, kind of woke up, looked at it real quick, and it was saying 9:04 would be her finish time. So it gives you an estimate for their finish time. It also tells you what mile they're on and whatnot. And overslept a little bit. So like I said, woke up at 7:55. It's telling me that she's finishing at 9:04. And so we kind of jumped up, and I was getting mom's like, we gotta get ready, get out of here, and get going. Got the kids ready real quick. Think mom helped Abby get ready, and then I got the baby ready. And we were out the door in 10-15 minutes. And you would think, okay, that's not a lot of time. You probably wouldn't make it in time to 9:04 if it's already like 8:10 or so. But like I said, the transportation's fantastic. I mean, we were staying at All Star Music Movies, and basically you just go where the bus stop is. So it's over kind of where the like transportation bus pull-in is, that little like carport area. so not the actual Disney bus pickup. It's that area to the left, and they have a bus line that picks up there. And like I said, they're super quick, super efficient.
You brought the stroller?
Yeah, I brought the stroller. I mean, it's kind of like the Mears bus. So they'll throw the stroller underneath and anything else you got. But they have a pretty quick turnaround on transportation to it. So we might have waited like 5 minutes or so at the bus stop. Whether or not we got lucky with the timing, I'm not sure. I don't know the actual time frame for when buses get there. But they were able to pick us up. We were on our way in like 5-10 minutes. And so at that point, I started stressing a little bit because her time had updated to 9:11. And I thought, okay, we're going to be really pushing it. It did end up being incorrect. So she didn't finish until I think 9:30, maybe 9:40. So it did give a very, very generous sooner finish time for her than the actual one, which I'm not sure if it does that on purpose or if it was just inaccurate. I mean, it did say that she was on mile 13.1 before she even finished, so it may have just been a little bit of a glitch. But regardless, we made it in time. The buses, they drop you off where Disney buses do drop off at Epcot, and from there you basically navigate like you're going to be going to the front of the park. They do have you before you get there. They have you cross traffic, not car traffic, the runner traffic, across bus stops, and the way they do that is actually pretty neat. So they pretty much have like a little corral, and so they'll alternate. So they'll shut down one side, and then have all the people trying to get to the finish line as spectators. They let them enter, and they rope it off, and then they wait a little bit, let it fill up, and then they'll shut down the other side and section off the corral, and then let the people cross. And then the runners are going on the opposite side, so it just alternates. So that was pretty neat the way they do that. It's really efficient. From there, you kind of navigate like you're going, like I said, to the front of the park. You do go through security, so you'll pop in through there, and then once you're through security, you just take a left and go straight back that way over towards the parking lot, past Joffrey's, and then you will get. It's kind of like a whole event area, but you'll see where the runners are going. You'll see the finish line. They got it marked with balloons. They have a bleacher set up over there, and they have sections zoned off where you can come up to the fence line and cheer on the runners and whatnot.
Well, really quickly, mind you, at this point, I'm suffering, and I'm texting him like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm hurting, like I'm in pain. And instead of like a normal supportive husband who's like, you can do this, babe. You can do hard things. Blah blah blah. He's like, hey, do you think you could start walking and slow down a little bit? I literally texted back. I said, what? He said, yeah. Do you think you can slow down? I don't know that we're gonna make it to the finish line.
Okay, to be fair, in my defense, if I wouldn't have met her and recorded her at the finish line, she would not have let me live that down.
That is true. I definitely get that, but I honestly, I love that. I don't know if I could do this, but that's okay.
Now, here's the thing, though.
Can you slow down?
It did work out, and she did say that helped her because she was overexerting herself.
I know, but I get
you're welcome.
Sweet messages. Amanda even texts me like bright early this beautiful message of I can do this. And the first thing my husband says to me is, "Hey, can you start walking?"
Hey, I was there. Was Amanda there?
She was there.
I was there.
I was there at 4 a.m.
Listen.
I was at 4 a.m. actually.
That's crazy.
I sent them before you started the race. Hannah was like, please send like all the encouraging vibes. Like, I need it. I said, look, you married Zach. You can do anything.
That's all the encouragement she needed.
So I told you, see? So here we are.
But regardless, we were there. It is. So that's the only thing. That's the only bad thing. I feel like my complaint with that area. It's kind of hard to get a good view because for some reason, I really don't understand this. For some reason, people will just line up in those spectator areas and just will be standing there for like a long time, like way longer. Because in my head, I would think, okay, you're going to go up to that gate line once you know that your runner that you're cheering for is about to come around, right?
Yeah.
No, that for some reason does not happen. So they're just a lot of people just stand there for like a really long time, and they don't let you crowd either. So they kind of have it like have it sectioned off with tape, and they have some cast members standing there to like make sure that there's not too many people just like filling up that entire area and whatnot. But there was one area, so this was kind of nice. I think it's like the wheelchair section. It's to the right of the bleachers, but they have that section off for just wheelchair accessibility. But they will let you. I asked the cast member because I wanted to make sure because I saw somebody else do it. But I asked them, and they will let you like walk up to it and take a video and cheer on when your runner's coming around. So it's not you're not just out of luck if you can't find a spot. There is sections like that where they'll let you like pop up there to record and cheer them on. But yeah, so that's what we did. Got a video of her finishing it, and then after that, they kind of go to their what's that area called? It's kind of like
It's called the reunion area.
Yeah, that's it.
You're on opposite sides because you finish the race, then you walk through and you get yellow Powerade again, which is just insulting at this point. And then you get your medal, and then you have to like walk through medical just to make sure like everyone's good, which is a really smart idea to have it set up that way. But then afterwards, after you get through medical, then you have to go get your gear bag and everything, and then you can meet with your family on the other side.
And so that's further away from the park. So the finish line is closer to the park entrance area, and then the reunion area is further back into the parking area, and it's pretty neat. We haven't really had time before to kind of explore it and look around, but they do have a bunch of food trucks over there, and I think some like gift shop tents, I want to say.
So they have like the famous beer tent because that's what you need after you run high mileage is a cold beer.
Of course.
Which
yes, that sounds delicious.
To my demise, it's always pineapple cider. So,
that doesn't sound very good.
So, but you get like this like fancy race cup, but then they also have
not after race,
like finisher merch at these little tents. So for people who don't buy it because they're superstitious of am I gonna finish the race or not, can purchase it at the end of the race.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
but it's a neat little area. They got like a stage going with like lights and music playing. Do they do live music there? Do you know, Hannah?
No, it's all just DJs.
Okay, so it's just like some techno music and whatnot, but it's a really cool area. It's gets very crowded though because all the finishers are meeting their families there and whatnot. But it's pretty sweet. Everyone's kind of resting, and there's little pop-up tables. That's also where you find the buses for transportation back to the resorts as well. So you have to go there anyways, but it's a neat little area.
And they also have all the photo ops there. So each race has like a pop-up background and then like little signs that say like I did it and things like that. And that goes on your photo pass as well.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a cool experience. And I will say one of the big highlights too, if you're waiting on someone that's in the race, by the finish line, so they have their like, I don't know what you call it. They're like hype people and announcers and whatnot. And they're funny. They're constantly commenting and like making like really funny Disney jokes, but they'll call out the people that are finishing, like the people that are dressed up specifically, and you get to see all the costumes too. Like there was one lady that was dressed up as the backside of water, so she looked like she just looked like a waterfall from head to toe.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, so it's fun to see that and just. See, like I said, see their costumes that are coming through.
It's kind of like the Walters or the Statler and Waldorf of like
the Muppets
from the Muppets. Yeah, but like
the hecklers.
That's what we should go as Zach, and we'll
that's good.
We'll just make fun of everyone while we're running. We'll just look at people and just like make jokes as we're running. That's what we'll do.
That's good.
That's funny. They had a clip of them, but they like did like a voiceover where they were doing different like you can do it, no you can't, you can do it, no you can't, just keep running.
I love that.
How do they track where you are in your race?
So each major mile marker has so our bibs have chips in them, and so each time you pass like a big mile marker, so the 5K, the 10K, the 15K, it dings with your time and your location.
That's cool.
So whenever I hit 5K, so 3.1 miles, I ran across a scanner, and it pings for the app to update my time and my potential finish time.
That's really awesome. Well, Zach, I love talking to you. And as much as I'd love to keep talking to you, I got to wrap it up. And Hannah, this is an episode mostly about you. So I want to finish with you. I want to just get, I just have 2 questions to finish with. One is, what were your overall thoughts? Just like a quick hitter of what your overall thoughts on this race was that you just did. And then what you would suggest to anyone who might be interested in running, maybe for the first time, that like a Run Disney race, just like a word of advice.
My overall thoughts were, my theme for this race is you can do hard things. I went into this race completely unprepared. We, just had a baby shortly after you guys had Stella. So I was completely unprepared as far as like training wise. And just my motto is you can do hard things. And that was just my overall goal for this race. It didn't matter how far I made it. That would have been the farthest I've ran since having a baby. So that was just my overall goal. And for anybody that wants to do a Run Disney race, or just, is excited about it, but the mileage is scary, you can also do hard things. And I always tell myself I can do anything for 5 minutes. And so if I run for 5 minutes and then I stop, well, then I ran for 5 minutes. And it's not as scary as it seems. Everybody is nice, and everyone's goal is for you to finish. So the balloon ladies are not as scary as they seem.
That's awesome. Honestly, we really appreciate you sharing all about the Run Disney races, and especially your story. And we're so proud of you.
Yeah, we are so proud of you.
We knew you could do it.
Thank you. I didn't.
No, we were so excited since you were keeping us updated on it, and we know you can do hard things.
Thank you.
You have 2 babies. You can run a little race.
Except when it comes to board games. We're not going to get into that. But no, thank you guys for coming on. We'll definitely be having you all on soon. We got a lot of Disney stuff to talk about. For those of you who might not know Zach and Hannah personally, if you don't watch our YouTube channel and have seen them there, we have kids that are basically the same age. So we have a lot of shared experiences in that. We go to Disney every single year. They go to Disney every single year. We're family. We grew up together. So we'll be getting with you guys. We'll try to plan out better days and have some more episodes together to talk about some Disney experiences.
Yeah, I didn't even get to go into the whole park days during this trip either. So
I know. I really wanted to discuss. I was like, okay, well, it depends how much time we have left. We might discuss that. And here we are, like an hour and 6 minutes in, and I was like, okay, we'll say that for another day, and just talk about our park experiences another day. And honestly,
absolutely.
Just have you. It's just gonna be a me and you episode day too. We'll give
That's
Amanda
true. Yeah,
I'll take the night off.
Yeah. Also, ding ding. Just thought of another costume idea. If we run a race, Casey Jr.
Oh,
and just say, I think I can. I think I can. The whole time.
I actually love that.
And just run up to people. I think I can. I think I can.
I'll be the caboose.
And I'll go, woohoo!
Oh my god.
Every mile.
I love it.
Oh my god.
Yes. We have plenty of ideas. We actually needed to start planning the next race that we'll do. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
But thank you guys. Really appreciate having you on. Love you all. And thank you for all of our listeners for joining us. We really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions, please, wherever you're listening, you might have an option to comment. You can direct message us on Instagram. There's many different places to contact. Reach out to us. And if you have any questions, maybe we can answer. And if not, I'm sure Hannah, I can get those questions answered from her. But please reach out. We'd love to be able to give you the answers you need if you're thinking about doing a Run Disney race for the first time, because this is a lot of insight for us and maybe puts it into perspective how much I gotta train just to do the 5K. I gotta double fist a little bit more. But thank you for our listeners. Thank you for listening. Thank you for our support. You can follow us anywhere on all of our social media, links below. Jump all over to Patreon. We have our bonus show up next. Head on over there. And if you don't know what Patreon is, just click it. Just check it out. Patreon.com/happilyeverafter. And you won't regret it. We have a lot of fun over there. Thank you again, Zach and Hannah. Love you all. Thank you for being on and being a part of this episode.
Love you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Thanks, listeners. We will see you all next week.